Why do we have to wear masks? Preferably the N95s, the ones that are medical masks, are probably more efficient. But if you can't see them, not that we would need to see them to not wear a mask, but can they go through masks? Like, what would be your kind of like reasoning for wearing a mask if you are? I don't
Mhm.
know any of your beliefs or what you think. I mean, I know you're a man of science, obviously. Uh, I believe in science myself, as much as of a tinfoil hat conspiracy theory person I can be. I tend to lean on the side of like, listen, I want people that are smarter than me around me. So
Sure,
that's kind
sure.
of how I live. But can you kind of give me a reason why masks would be important?
So viruses, as I said before, they have to find another person to infect, another host of some kind. So they have to spread, right? From
Right.
if we're talking about people, it's person to person. And there are a couple of different ways that viruses spread. And a big way is from the respiratory tract, right? When you talk or breathe or cough, you're always sending out droplets,
Mhm.
actually. So even now, as I'm talking, especially with the plosives, right? The P's and the T's,
Yeah.
we send out, our microphones are covered with our spit basically because of that. We send out this huge collection of particles, all different sizes, right? And those are where the viruses are, inside those droplets. And we don't really send out naked viruses into the world, right? They're always in something. Sometimes they're in blood, sometimes they're in feces, um, and sometimes in respiratory droplets. And so that is the key to why masks work, because the droplets are way bigger than a virus. A droplet of fluid that we exhale, and just talking does it. You don't have to cough or sneeze. Just talking does it. Those droplets can have hundreds of millions of viruses in them. That's how big they are. You can't even see the droplet really. If you took a picture of a person sneezing with a light behind them, you've seen those
Oh
pictures
yeah.
probably.
It's like,
You know,
yeah.
they're exhaling. Otherwise, you don't see those droplets. But they're pretty big. They can have a lot of viruses in them, and so those droplets are what get hung up in the mask material. It's not the viruses, because you're not really shedding any naked viruses without a droplet around it. And the droplets get stuck because they're pretty big. They get hung up in the mask, and that's why they work. And I think a lot of people think that the mask is holding the virus back. I get asked that a lot, and it's not. The virus really, yeah, the virus would go through the mask if it could, but in fact, we don't exhale many viruses. Only in the form of droplets. So they get hung up in the mask, and then they don't go on their way to infect somebody else.